Growing up, I've always seen Wonder Woman as this powerful but feminine woman. I always thought it was awesome to see Wonder Woman as she was, especially in almost all of media that I was seeing, at least. It was women empowerment, but with a combination of the feminine side. Wonder Woman could go beat you up, but then still feel comforting, as if she was basically a protector, how a mother should be, more or less, to a large extent. Now in this world that we live in now, it might be kind of seen a little offensive that I'll even bring things up like that and talk of it in that direction. But frankly, I don't care, not at all. But Wonder Woman is the perfect example of the perfect balance of strength, women empowerment, and also women femininity. I think she is perfect in all of those regards, at least most Wonder Women. Now, you might know by the title, or can tell by the title, this is why Injustice Wonder Woman is the true villain of that story, and there's actually a lot of Injustice quote-unquote Wonder Woman we could talk about, but the main one I want to talk about is the video game Injustice Wonder Woman, and she is far from what I've ever seen Wonder Woman be in its totality, or in her totality. For starters, Injustice Wonder Woman is supposed to, or at least Wonder Woman herself, is supposed to help mankind. She comes from Themyscira, and her whole job is to more or less build up, or kind of push up the figures of mankind so that they can more or less empower themselves. Wonder Woman is supposed to not only empower women, but also empower men and every single person on planet Earth. That might not seem like what it's supposed to be, because in nowadays media, it seems to be mostly pointed at women, but even some now, or kind of current day media, does articulate that Wonder Woman is supposed to empower both women and men. And that's exactly what Wonder Woman was, and that's exactly what I saw Wonder Woman as growing up. Injustice Wonder Woman is, like I said, far from that. She does not cultivate mankind, she does not lift up, she does not help, she basically doesn't even protect. It all starts one day in Metropolis, and it led to basically Superman killing the Joker. Now you might be wondering, Wonder Woman has nothing to do with this at this point, which I agree. She doesn't necessarily have much, if not anything, to do with the death of the Joker to a large extent. We all know the story. Wonder Woman is completely out of this idea, or completely out of frame at this moment, at least for now, but it all starts with Superman. Superman tracking down where Joker currently is, getting tricked into killing his wife and unborn child, and then eventually, as her heartbeat would flatline, well, his city would explode. And this would spiral Superman into something that he wouldn't imagine, or something he never thought he would ever be, and that would be a killer. He would come down and defeat, or kill, the Joker. Joker would laugh in his face. He knows what he did, and he knows exactly what he got away with. And I've talked about this on a couple occasions, why Injustice Joker was an absolute sadistic genius, and in a way, he was a massive part of the villainy in this story. But Wonder Woman, after this point, was maybe, arguably, even greater than the Joker in terms of the cultivation of villainy. I want to start with Superman's fears. We know Superman fears quite a few things, and he actually has a mass amount of insecurity. And we see this with Injustice Superman on various occasions. Well, for starters, we see that once he kills somebody that is a head figure that everyone actually enjoys and everybody thinks is a good person, that of Lex Luthor, they all turn on him in a matter of seconds. And all it took was a couple criticisms, calling him a monster, someone that will deserve to do or be in the position he currently is. All it took was a couple criticisms, him hearing it through his super hearing, and he went off the rails, wanting to basically destroy Gotham, hurt everybody as much as possible, all the people he quote-unquote wanted to protect. And who was there cultivating it all? The one and only Wonder Woman. And that's not where it even begins. Wonder Woman not only basically fueled the fire, added and stoked the fire that Superman was basically completely combusting with, that's not only the fact. She used her more or less lust and love, whatever you want to call it at this moment, to actually empower Superman in the wrong direction even more. And it's kind of an odd, disgusting feeling in a way. She used what made her amazing, the femininity with the empowerment. She used what makes her Wonder Woman and used it in a negative spectrum, in a negative way. And that would be convincing Superman that it was okay that Joker was killed. It was okay to kill everybody in a prison. It was okay to kill all villains, to stop villainy before it even would begin. And that is kind of a quote unquote okay idea when you think about it. Oh, wouldn't it be great if we could stop all villains before they even started? But where do you cross the line? Where do you ever stop and cross the line? Well, to Wonder Woman, it seems that she never felt that they were, and that the darkness and the grief that Superman was having, well, she was utilizing it to get exactly what she believed at this moment to be the best thing. And that was kind of tyranny. It was flat out tyranny. And it all began, and it all, well, continued on to more or less Themyscira. Now, you may be wondering, I mean, what else am I supposed to talk about? There's not that many examples of Wonder Woman actually more or less cultivating this basically idea in Superman's brain, but there are a couple kind of extended points I would like to talk about. Now, I want to start with this right here, Wonder Woman versus Wonder Woman. Yes, so we have the Wonder Woman that I believe is the one that I grew up with, the Wonder Woman that is feminine but powerful, someone that speaks out and stands up for what she believes in and doesn't use her iron fist, or really her iron boot, to step down and stop people from basically having their freedom, because at the end of the day, you are not guilty before proven innocent, you are innocent before proven guilty. So, at the end of the day, this Wonder Woman versus Wonder Woman conflict was definitely an interesting one to look at. Now, for starters, the main reason why it's so interesting is because the Injustice Wonder Woman is so hell-bent on this idea of tyranny and basically, quote-unquote, protecting everybody, even though it's not. And on top of that, they even are basically getting the Amazonians to then now take over Earth entirely. So they're on the next step of tyranny, and that Wonder Woman, the one basically from a different Earth, is telling her that this is not the way to do it, that this is not the way that the Amazonians are supposed to go about their business, and this is not the way that Themyscira is supposed to be utilized. It is supposed to be utilized to build up and actually prop up mankind and build up humanity, not put them under the boot, not under their boot. But the Wonder Woman, the Injustice Wonder Woman, the one that is massively corrupt, would tell her that she just doesn't understand. Now let me ask you a question. How does another Wonder Woman not understand the ideals of the Amazonians? The actual ideals that they're supposed to abide by? That doesn't really make sense to me, and it's obvious that the Injustice Wonder Woman, or the basically future Wonder Woman, or dystopian Wonder Woman, is so far gone that she doesn't listen to even the voice of reason standing in front of her that is literally herself, which is a mind-blowing idea when, if she sat there and listened just a little bit, she would have a realization that they've gone off the rails, that they really gone off the rails. Now, to really put a bow on all this and wrap it all up, because I truly believe Wonder Woman was the true villain of the Injustice storyline, if that is Gods Among Us, or maybe even an argument to be made leaking into Injustice 2, I want to wrap this up with a couple things. For starters, we see a blatant idea with Scarecrow versus Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman has a realization that more or less she's corrupting Superman, and that is her massive fear, that she corrupted him. But there is always truth in fears. And Scarecrow derives off of that so heavily. This is not just some random occurrence. There is feeling within Injustice Wonder Woman, maybe that other Wonder Woman that once existed, that is telling her that you are corrupting him, that you have gone off the rails and pushed him so far across that finish line, so far across that line that there's no going back, that the fears are now buried away. It took so much that the fear toxins stripped it out of her. And on top of that, there is no denying the lasso of truth, because when Wonder Woman was wrapped up in it and Batman was standing in front of her, well, she said, Batman, Superman needs your help. He needs your help. He needs a friend, needs the help of Batman. And that was the truth. That Wonder Woman wasn't fully gone, not just yet. That Wonder Woman wasn't fully immersed in the idea and hasn't crossed the line that she was going to very, very soon. But unfortunately, she still did. It's as if there was something in the back of her head, the back of her mind, the ideals that she once held that were still there. But once they were gone, once they were so deep back there that the only thing that could bring them out was fear itself, there was no coming back from it. Wonder Woman had all the strings attached to her fingers, every last one of them, every last one controlling the arms, the legs, the soul, the heart, and the mouth of Superman. And yes, Superman has free will, and he may be the strongest being in the universe, but Wonder Woman herself, she was the puppeteer. And Injustice Wonder Woman was hands down the true villain of the Injustice games. Now, I would love to see what you guys think. What do you guys think about the idea? Do you think Injustice Wonder Woman was valid, invalid? Was the true villain? Maybe wasn't the true villain? Maybe you think Superman's the one that kind of, swayed her into this. I would love to hear what you guys have to think. Maybe I forgot a couple things that you guys can add in as well in the comment section below. I appreciate if you support the channel. Leave a like, leave a sub, leave a comment down below. I am a comic casual, so if I left anything out, let me know. And let me know what you want to see next. Hope all y'all have an amazing day. Later.